Scorpio, today's energy feels like a soft unraveling, like threads loosening from an old tapestry that no longer tells your story. You may find yourself standing in the middle of a quiet, invisible transformation, where certain habits, relationships, or beliefs begin to fall away, not with chaos, but with quiet certainty. There's a subtle dissonance in the air, a feeling that things no longer quite fit the way they used to. And while that may stir anxiety or confusion, it is in fact your soul's gentle invitation to return inward. This isn't a day for forcing answers or controlling outcomes. It's a day to close your eyes, breathe deep, and listen. Really listen to the soft, steady rhythm of your truth. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to trust that your inner wisdom is already leading you somewhere more aligned, more peaceful, more true. As the moon moves through the final degrees of Virgo on June 2nd, your emotional body is craving stillness, discernment, and a return to inner truth. And this echoes the same invitation already stirring within your soul. It's not a coincidence that you've been feeling called to retreat, to detach from distractions, to observe more than react. This is your sacred pause. The cosmos is creating space for you to gather your wisdom, to reflect on how far you've come, and to honor the quiet power that comes from knowing yourself deeply, not through what others expect of you, but through what resonates in your bones. At the same time, Venus in Cancer is forming a gentle trine with Saturn in Pisces, offering the possibility of lasting emotional fulfillment and commitment. But only if you're ready to open your heart with both vulnerability and maturity. If you've been longing for emotional clarity, for a relationship that feels safe and reciprocal, or even just a deeper sense of peace within your own skin, this alignment is whispering it's coming. Not through force, not through chasing, but through alignment. Through choosing the kind of love, romantic or self-love, that feels grounded, nourishing, and true. Meanwhile, Mercury dancing near Jupiter in Gemini is amplifying your thoughts, making it easy to fall into mental spirals or overanalyze situations that aren't yours to fix. But here's the truth. You don't need to hold it all. You are allowed to rest your mind, to step away from the noise, and to soften the edges of your inner dialogue. Trust that you don't have to explain yourself to be valid. You don't have to solve everything to be worthy. And with Pluto in retrograde gently tugging at your subconscious, deeper layers of your psyche are being unearthed. You're closing a karmic chapter. Scorpio, one that's taught you about power, control, and letting go. This ending, however bittersweet, is not a loss. It's a liberation, a release. You are not who you used to be. And thank the stars for that, because where you're going next, it's brighter, freer, and far more aligned with the soul you were always meant to embody. Financially, the tides are turning in your favor, Scorpio. With Jupiter's recent influence expanding, Mercury's reach in Gemini, unexpected messages or opportunities could arrive through a conversation, a contract, or even a sudden insight. This is a day where clarity meets reward, where the diligence you've shown in the past begins to open doors you may have long forgotten about. Whether you're negotiating a deal, considering an investment, or simply working toward financial stability, the skies suggest fairness and transparency are on your side. But the deeper current here is one of alignment. Abundance flows not from desperation, but from self-worth. The more grounded and grateful you are, the more magnetically you attract resources, solutions, and support. Keep an eye out for subtle signs, follow up on intuitive nudges, and don't underestimate the power of small, consistent action. You are more supported than you know. Your lucky numbers for June 2, 2025 are 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. In matters of the heart, the energy surrounding you today is tender, honest, and ripe for healing. With Venus gently aligned with Saturn, there's a quiet maturity settling into your emotional world, a readiness to love, not just with passion, but with intention. If you've recently experienced distant silence or unspoken tension, this is a beautiful time to bridge those gaps with clarity and compassion. Heartfelt conversations may surface, and what once felt confusing can now be met with mutual understanding. If you're single, your aura is especially magnetic right now, not because you're trying to attract, but because you're rooted in your own emotional truth, and that kind of authenticity calls in the right kind of connection. If you're already in a relationship, there's potential today for deep emotional realignment through forgiveness, shared dreams, and a renewed sense of presence. The love you're seeking begins with how gently you're willing to hold your own heart, and everything else will mirror that in time. In your professional life, there's a palpable sense of movement, like something that's been stuck is finally starting to shift. As Mercury gains momentum and aligns harmoniously with Jupiter, your voice becomes a powerful tool for negotiation, clarity, and opportunity. You may be presented with a proposal, a new role, or a collaboration that feels like a natural evolution of your purpose. There's a sense of timing aligning in your favor, especially in matters that require contracts or agreements. Justice ensures fairness as long as you advocate for yourself with integrity. But as you step into this next phase, remember to protect your energy fiercely. You don't need to say yes to everything. Choose the opportunities that nourish you, that respect your time and your values. The old cycle of burnout or feeling undervalued is ending. You are entering a chapter where your skills, vision, and voice are not just seen, but honored. Your body has been whispering for your attention, Scorpio, and now those whispers may be growing louder. This is not a time to push through exhaustion or silence the signals. With the moon transitioning and Pluto retrograde stirring deeper layers of your subconscious, your nervous system may be more sensitive than usual. Unprocessed stress lingering, anxiety, or even poor sleep patterns could be draining your life force without you realizing just how much. It's essential now to treat your well-being as sacred. Begin with the basics: nourishing meals, gentle movement, deep rest. Your healing doesn't need to be dramatic to be profound. A quiet walk in nature, a digital detox for an afternoon, or simply going to bed an hour earlier can recalibrate your inner world more than you know. The current cosmic climate supports deep cellular and spiritual renewal, but only if you allow space for it. You are in the middle of a restoration process, a reset that's not just physical, but energetic. Honor this cycle as a turning point, not a setback. Say no to what drains you without guilt. Say yes to what replenishes you, even if it means doing less. Your strength this week comes not from powering through, but from surrendering to what your body truly needs: care, softness, and space to breathe again. In your relationships with family and close friends, the energy is shifting toward reconciliation and emotional maturity. Old misunderstandings or unspoken tension may be surfacing, not to reopen wounds, but to create space for honest healing. With cosmic influences emphasizing balance and karmic closure, this is a powerful moment to lead with empathy rather than defensiveness. Justice reminds you that truth, when shared with compassion, has the power to transform even the most strained connections. This isn't about proving a point, it's about restoring peace where it's long been overdue. You may feel called to reach out to someone with whom there's been silence or distance. If so, trust that impulse. Your words carry weight now, especially when they come from a place of self-awareness rather than reaction. Let your boundaries be clear, but let your heart remain open. The world signals the completion of a difficult emotional cycle in your personal life. What once felt heavy is ready to be laid down. A new chapter is unfolding, one built on mutual respect, vulnerability, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. You don't need to fix everyone. You only need to show up in your truth and allow love to do the rest. The connections that feel most nourishing today are likely to come from those who carry depth, patience, and emotional intelligence, qualities often found in Cancer, Pisces, Taurus, and Capricorn. These signs tend to meet your intensity with calm and your vulnerability with grace. But true compatibility, Scorpio, goes far beyond zodiac signs. It's found in the quiet resonance between two souls who see and respect each other without needing to explain. Don't look for perfection. Look for presence. Look for honesty. And above all, trust your intuition. It knows the difference between someone who truly aligns with your growth and someone who simply echoes your old wounds. Let that inner knowing be your compass in all connections today. Today, deep navy blue is more than just a color, it's a frequency, a quiet vibration that mirrors the calm you've been seeking within. It holds the energy of still waters, ancient wisdom, and unshakable presence. When everything around you feels chaotic or uncertain, this color acts like an anchor, drawing you back to center, back to clarity, back to self. Wearing or surrounding yourself with this hue today can help stabilize your emotions and sharpen your intuition. It's the kind of shade that doesn't shout, but instead whispers strength through stillness. Let it remind you that true power isn't always loud or fast. It's often found in the quiet moments when you choose peace over reaction, when you choose to listen before speaking, when you return to yourself instead of chasing what's outside. Allow navy blue to be your cloak of protection, your invitation to inner balance, and your symbol of depth that cannot be shaken. Repeat this softly to yourself as the day unfolds. Seize the moment, trust your intuition, and let the past gently release its hold. Let it move through you, not just as words, but as a living truth, one that reminds you that your power is always found in the present, not in the wounds that once defined you. You don't need to carry every memory like a shield. You don't need to keep replaying the story just to prove it happened. The past has done its job. It taught you. It shaped you. But now it's time to loosen your grip, to honor what was, and to allow space for what can now become. Trust that your inner compass is guiding you more clearly than ever. You're not lost. You're simply walking through a chapter of release and renewal. And the more you allow the old to fall away, the more room you make for something extraordinary to rise in its place. Let today be the day you choose your future, not your fear. And as we close today's sacred space, I want to speak to you not just as an astrologer, but as someone who deeply honors your path. I know this season hasn't been easy, Scorpio. You've been holding so much, transforming quietly behind the scenes, and still showing up with grace. And for that, I see you. I truly do. If you take anything with you from this reading, let it be that you don't have to rush your healing. You don't have to explain your growth. And you certainly don't have to carry what no longer honors your becoming. Trust in the quiet wisdom within you. It's leading you somewhere beautiful, even if the road feels uncertain right now. Thank you for spending this moment with me. I'm always so grateful to walk beside you, even for just a few minutes each day. If today's message touched your heart, I'd love for you to like, subscribe, or leave me a comment. I read them all. Until we meet again, take gentle care of your soul. And remember, your transformation is sacred. Keep shining. With love, Selena.